Massive 3 points for Manchester United, regardless of the circumstances, and we will get into that. Amorim does silence the critics, including myself. There was a lot of things I did not like about that performance today. Some of the stuff he said before the game, the way we played in the first half, the long throw-ins, were so reliant on set pieces. But if you play badly and you win, you silence your critics. Now, whether Amorim silenced the critics or the players decided to turn the lights on at half-time, that's up for debate. But I'm never going to come on here and not celebrate victories for Manchester United. That's not unusual, I hope, for all of you. I think you can still have concerns about vision, longevity, where this is heading. But the reality is it's such a weird Premier League season this year. And if we'd lost that game, we'd be right in the bottom half. But by winning it, we're sixth in the league. We've got West Ham at home and Wolves away. We need to win those 2 games. We could be entering the top 4 again, which is what we should have been doing by beating Everton. But light switch FC, when's the light going to go on? When's the light going to go off? But the reality is, it's a bit like, I remember this game and I talk about it a lot. I remember coming on here to you good people and we'd beaten Brentford 2-1 at home and we'd been absolutely rubbish and McTominay scored 2 goals. And I came on here like this and I went, look, the win is all that matters. As a Man United fan, trust me, winning doesn't necessarily happen as much as it used to. And it dictates your mood. You're in a better mood for it. Enjoy the win. Even if you don't like the manager, even if you don't like the owners, even if you don't like the players, you can enjoy the win. And I would implore everybody to do that. You'll be in a better space this afternoon than you would be if we lost, even if you feel like we deserve to lose sometimes. So look, the win is the most important thing, and we should never not celebrate that. And Dalot played well today. Like, you know what? I think the test of a true human being is their ability not to run agenda, to actually be fair. And I think Dalot is shit, but he played well today. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. That's just being honest. I thought he did play well today. Do I think he should be playing for Man United? No. Do I like his throw-ins? No, it makes me want to cry. But he did play well today in the context of the game. So, you know what? Give him a shout out.
60 million down the drain, makes a man, scores again. Come on! United! Let's go! We finally won together since March! You're not laughing anymore! You're not laughing! You're not laughing! You're not laughing anymore! You're not laughing anymore! Listen, people, this is our first watch along together since March! We've won our first game together since March! Since the Leicester game in March!
Manchester's locked off now. We're eating.
Listen, wallahi, watching Man United is stress. Manchester United, why do you do this to us, man? Crystal Palace could have scored 4 today.
Oh, Joshua Zirkzee.
Oh, Joshua Zirkzee. Where the he is now?
This is shameless.
Shameless. But we don't care. Bro, after Everton game, I came into the game not confident. But bro, we had to win today. Let's be honest though. It was a must-win game today, bro. We had to do it.
And everything went for us.
Let's be honest, guys. Crystal Palace should have scored 4 goals in that first half. Luke Shaw, Lenny Yoro's block, even though he conceded a penalty. But we made block after block after block. Crystal Palace, on another day, it's 4-0. But this is our first win at Palace since when? 2020!
5 years.
5 years! We've been waiting at this ground.
I lost hair, had a transplant, grew it back! Since then.
Bro, we've needed this win, bro. This win was a long time coming. Today, it was a game of 2 halves. United should have been bad. Biggest game of 2 halves. Normally, people exaggerate. Game of 2 halves. But this was a game of 2 halves. Because I tell you what, man. First half, we were all over the place. Absolutely shocking.
Come on, United! What a comeback and a huge win. A huge win because the response was needed. It was a dreadful first half. But as we spoke about in the last game, if these players run a bit harder, if these players take some risks, if these players want it, and I'm going to use the terms that get right under the skin of the football purist mugs, In the second half, you saw a difference in the quality based on the effort that we applied, because it wasn't a change in system. It wasn't a change in shape. It was personal application in said positions. And dare I say, Amrin making the right substitutions as well. Congratulations to Manchester United and the players out there today. Look, feet firmly on the ground, not getting carried away. I've said that the whole time and I won't be doing it. Just proud of that comeback. Proud of that response in the second half. Had to win after the abysmal game on Monday against Everton. Part of me, and I'm not normally one that does this, is sitting there thinking, how do we not win that game as well? If you'd have said to me at the beginning of the week, you're going to win one and lose one, it would have been, we'd probably beat Everton. We'd probably lose to Crystal Palace. But overall, look, I can't complain with the result today. The performance, we're going to delve into it because it was a game of two halves. It certainly was a game of two halves where United looked like two completely and utterly different teams.
And it's a bit like our best away well, it was, of course. Winning at Anfield, we scored in the first minute and it just settled the nerve. It settled and United looked far better as a team when we were 2-1 up. Far better. I suppose, obviously, teams look better when they're winning, Sam. That's kind of how it goes. I'll be honest, there's a big part of me that's relieved after that game. What I saw in the first half, there's so much that still needs to be worked on. There's so much to do with the levels, the individual levels, the team levels, the fact that we weren't into the second balls. We weren't just doing it as a collective unit in the first half. Man to man, Palace were just better than us in pretty much every single position. And as a team, therefore, they were in a better position than we were. But United came away from Selhurst Park, a ground we've not won in 5 years. Honestly, if we'd gone into that game with 4 wins on the spin, I'd still be worried that United aren't going to get the result there. It's been a tough place for us to go for a long time. We were 1-0 down. It didn't really feel like the spark was going to come from anywhere, but it came from set pieces. And I'm happy about that. I'm frustrated at the lack of attacking threat that we're having from open play right now. I'm frustrated that we still just... You can turn up and you can turn off and you still can't guarantee that United are going to be competitive against every single opposition, no matter if you've had an extra week off or 2 weeks off. It doesn't really matter at all. The other teams played on Thursday night and you haven't. You can't rely on this United team to be competitive. In the first half, we weren't at all. And in the second half, God knows what was said at halftime. Was it Palace being a little bit fatigued from... We were significantly better in the second half.
Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 2. The Reds with a comeback at Selhurst Park. We went behind the first half. We won it in the second half. A very, very good performance from Manchester United in that second. Joseph.
Yes.
Before the game, me and you were chatting, and I said to you, like, I felt this was like a pivotal game, this now. After that loss against Everton, against 10 men, a lot of criticism. This is a game where you can sort of move you up the table if you get the 3 points, or you're going to be stuck down in that sort of mid to bottom half of the table if you lose. I felt like we needed something today. First half, you feared the worst, didn't you, after going behind? But then the second half, I mean, things just started getting going. And for me, I know it sounds melodramatic and I might be getting carried away, but that second half I think was just spot on. I think it was arguably as good as we played under Ruben Amorim in that second half.
I think what we did much better in the second half is when the ball was bobbling and bouncing, it ended up with us having it so much more than the first half. The first half was a real scrappy game. We've seen a lot of games like that this season. The Brentford game was like it. I think there was parts of the game against Everton that were like it as well. We've had a few games, Forest as well was another one, where the ball's just up in the air all the time. You're just watching the ball land. Bad touches, bad passes, the ball's up in the air. It's people shoving each other out of the way, people elbowing each other in the face, and then them pushing us away and coming away with the ball. There's been so much of that this season. The Premier League has got a lot of that. It's just no one's really got possession, but United somehow come out on, losing those interactions and those altercations. And in the first half, that's what we saw more often than not, when we had these 2 or 3 moments where it's up in the air and then another scrap and another scrap and another scrap, and it ends up with Palace running away with the ball towards our goal or, in the middle of the pitch and doing it that way. They seem to dominate that. In the second half, that completely flipped.
Yeah.
I thought when we had those spells of the ball being all over the place, the outcome is Man United have got the ball. And to the point where, you mentioned it before, Crystal Palace didn't have a shot on target in the second half.